darkness is always just try to be, people always look at the darkness.
And demonic.
And demonic. Why is it that everything that's bad has to be black?
Be able to take Zambia in my country, and maybe help to promote
like the generation we're in, we just become confident beings.
She's laughing. You make her there, beautiful.
And many men are marrying because they are on heat. They want someone to sleep with. They want someone to wash for them. They want someone to cook for them. But in Genesis 1 and 2, it wasn't so.
All right, so some of the shows to look forward to, obviously this coming period, we have got Titandala coming through on every Fridays at 20. We also have Your Health Talk, a program that focuses much on promoting health among, communities, families, and so on and so forth. The rain season is around the corner, and I hope that, hygiene is something that you should be talking about. Okay, so now, it's been a week since Bill 10 collapsed in Parliament, and we saw huge celebration from the other end. And from the other end, we could see a low mood, and we could see mixed feelings here and there. So now, this morning, I thought I could have a chat with Honorable Chendela Mukondo from the Patriotic Front, who definitely was looking forward to seeing Bill 10 actually pass the mark and perhaps pass through and executed appropriately. And we had to give them a bit of time to rest. Now they're up and running. Good to see you, Honorable.
Thank you.
Haven't lost weight, by the way. I was expecting that perhaps you could have lost weight after what was happening for the last 2 weeks and so on.
Thank you very much. Comrade Zulu, it's such a time when you really need to look at what we have achieved and what we have not achieved. And among them, I think Bill 10 comes up as we come to end our 5 years and at the same time, 10 years of being in office, presiding over this beautiful country of ours, would have been saying, look, we have now a constitution which has no lacunas. So basically, we went into mourning when other people have been celebrating. So basically, with us, we accept the fact that we are a democracy. And it's on that point that we are a democracy. We just need to accept whatever outcome came out here. And it's part of the democratization process itself. So that's the reason why you see me today. I'm still very healthy. I'm still with that weight.
Definitely. And obviously with the usual smile.
Yes.
Good to see that, you are back. That's a beauty of democracy.
Yes,
anyway.
yes.
But as a party, how is the mood at the moment, looking at the fact that Bill 10 has been rejected? I don't know how is the party feeling at the moment?
We are a democracy, as I said earlier on, that and we have the legislature, the executive, and then also the judiciary. In this case of the Bill 10, it was sitting in the legislature where it was the bill. So, people have been talking about the democratic space, and then also the respect that we have for the institutions, these three institutions. So when we talk about the Bill 10 and its collapse, it's 100% vindicating us to see that Zambia is still enjoying that democratization process, and then at the same time, we are a growing democracy. So the outcome of Bill 10, it's equipping us as a Patriot Front with a campaign message to go out there to our people to say that, look, for us, we are a pro-poor party. And that means we have done a lot. We have stood for our people. The collapse of Bill 10, it means a lot to our people. Because if you look at the content of Bill 10, we are talking about the 14 days. We were trying to address the problem that we have had that was emanating from the immediate past election of 2016, where we had the opposition leader and one Hakainde Hichilema never accepted the outcome of those elections. And you know, it culminated into the Mongo saga, and then you had the international community which came in through the Commonwealth, and the Secretary General advised. They started at the scenario. We had the Nigerian experts who came also in good governance. They told us, oh, we see the problems, just the constitution itself. So we identified those lacunas, and that's how we packaged those lacunas into the constitution itself. So this time around, our friends, they are saying the constitution, it's okay, it has no lacunas, or if it has lacunas, the lacunas, they are okay. So among them, it's the petition period for 14 days. If they lose, and they stand to lose in 2021, they shouldn't question anyone. They shouldn't put any finger or against anyone. And then secondly, it's about the Public Order Act, that AKEK registration that was passed by our colonial masters under Welensky then. We even call them Welensky laws. It was in 1955. The Public Order Act still standing in the same shape as it was. So basically, when we hear tomorrow, this one is saying, no, Muntu Sendingira Wakapokola, tomorrow we are Kaindi Chilemat, no, we are stopping us from having meetings. It's because they have said no to the Bill 10. So basically, we have a lot of political messages as we stand as a political party. We have re-strategized ourselves. Now we stand more lethal because they have given us these arsenals. They have given us these weapons that we are going to take to the voters in 2021. And among these people, it's the people with disabilities, those people with different abilities who are disabled. They were in there. And if you look at the constituents that they represent, there are about 1.7 million people of them. They wanted also to have a representative. So the UPND is saying, no, we don't want anyone to come from the disabled. You have to fight on your own with the able-bodied people. So basically, if you look at that, it's important, it's very cardinal that all of us, we are potential people can fall into that category. But we wanted that not to just be mere political rhetoric, mere political messages, but we wanted it to be enshrined in our constitution. So it is when we talk about Christian values, we don't want it just to hand on the preamble there, but we wanted the values to be enshrined inside the constitution, so that at the end of the day, when you are fired or you are made to account for whatever you are doing, it's because we believe everyone should have those tenets of Christianity in our heads, and not only in our heads, but enshrined into our hearts. So basically, for them, they are saying we don't want all that from the church. They are saying the church should continue the way it is, not having a say into our public life. So basically, we will go out there to tell the church what the Bill 10 meant to them. And then the other one, it's the women. The women also, they had equal representation. So the contents in the Bill 10, it was not only meant for Edgar Lungu, it was not only meant for HH, it was meant for every Zambian. And not only for the people who are in Zambia today, but for our future generation and our immediate children who have been born. So basically for us, we have been armed. We have been armed with this document, the Bill 10, and as we go, we're only remaining with 6 months. The message is very, very clear, the message is very fresh, and we'll go out to our people. And mind you, we had also talked about empowering our chiefs. So the UPND, they are also saying with their chiefs, the status quo should continue being the same. We will just be using you at the NRCs or on our NRCs. They cannot have any say over their lives and their governance over their land. So basically, that's what this Bill 10 has armed us with.
Interesting. For some people, they feel the collapse of Bill 10 has weakened the party in that it has taken much of the liberties that the party could have used come 2021 general elections.
Look, the Bill 10, it's a sort. One, if it had passed through, we would have celebrated together with this 1.7 million disabled people, with our women, with our youths, and then also with our chiefs. And not only that, even with the opposition themselves, because if you look at the Public Order Act, it would have leveled the level field and where we are going. Because we had an example in 2011, we expect this time that there won't be violence the way we had expected, because the situation has been graduating. Previously, we used to use catapults. Today, we are able to see. In the 2011, we had gunshots. So today, we would have wanted everybody to celebrate with us. So basically, the Bill 10 and its 4, it's not dividing the party itself, but in this case, it has even given us that validation process, the checking process, that we have. Because officially we have about 86 MPs, above 80 MPs, but we are more than 105. If we include even those who are absent, about 109. It shows that we are a growing party. And if we are to stand it today, we have at least 109 constituencies being represented. And I think not only being represented across the nation, but we'll make sure that we are going to get them. So basically, that's what it means. And then also, they have said no to further delimitation of our constituencies. Because if you look at the time now, it's too short. No one person can do that. Even the Electoral Commission, they cannot do that. They have a lot of work that they have to do. So basically, for us, when you say that it has divided our membership, no, it has not divided our membership. In fact, it has demonstrated how far our congruence is. Because we have demonstrated that, and everyone has stood for what we had stood for. Because what we have believed, it's not only on paper in the Bill 10 there, but you get to our constitution. We have always taken the empowerment of our youths as number one, the empowerment of our disabled as number one, as the empowerment of our chiefs across the nation. This is the reason why, without even having that thing into law of saying that the chiefs should be built houses, we have done that. We have gone an extra mile to make sure that our chiefs across the nation, they are living in at least new homes.
Is the 4 of Bill 10 a blow for you as a party?
Yes, as a party, it's a blow, of course, because we have wasted the 5 years. We have wasted literally the 5 years. Instead of coming up with what we had sent our representative in the legislature to work, they have come out empty-handed. If you ask them, so what have you achieved in these 5 years? Why were we giving you almost 50,000 per month? They will tell you we have not done anything when it comes to enacting of any laws. So basically, for us, it's a big blow because we would have come out as people smiling, saying that now we have a constitution that will test the test of time with no lacunas. So this is the reason why, to us in 2011, it was a campaign message. We said we are going to give Zambian people a people-driven constitution. And that's what we have been fighting for. For us, we continue with this 99.9% of the constitution. With that 0.1, the 10%, the 0.1 which we needed to be enacted through the Bill 10. So basically, that's the reason why we have been crying, and that's the reason why we wanted, being a democracy, to move in as one Zambia, one nation, with that concession towards that time.
How do you define, or how do you look at the celebration by some section of the general public and, of course, by others from the opposition when the announcement was passed that Bill 10 has fallen?
Comrade Zulu, you shouldn't even say that with the public, because if it was the public, would have seen the whole that Friday, it would have been hooting the whole Lusaka, Western Province, it would have been burst out. People would have come out on the streets. But we only see at one residence, at one house in New Kasama, at HH's home, that's where there was a celebration. And the unfortunate part of it, it's where you see people, they are high. Is that leadership? So basically, the celebration was at HH's place. It was not anywhere in the streets of Lusaka. So no one was with them. And a few individuals, those who are really excited, to those who went out to the media houses to talk about the same. But basically, with us, this is the reason why that you had seen our media director has gone on Radio Phoenix, has gone on other people explaining this thing. And this is the reason why we are coming here, that this Bill 10 had meant not only for the people of Zambia, but for everyone. But for them, immediately they had that celebration, we had even the vuvuzelas and these other people, the shenanigans that they have deliberately put on social media, saying now Edgar Lungu is the next. the eligibility clause now it's an X. But if you look at all these issues, they are talking about issues that have been dealt before the courts of law. And in that case, we are talking about a competent court of law, and that is the highest court when it comes to constitutional matters, and that is the Concord itself. So basically, we saw them coming out with messages. So these are the things that we are here to counter, and these are the things that we have been telling our people. You see, this is what they were thinking, that if Bill 10 falls, they had tied Bill 10 with Edgar Lungu, which is very unfortunate. Because if you look at the content of Bill 10, it's something else. Today, the Bill 10 that they have shot, they are going to face the same electoral commission, with the same regulation, with the same laws, with the same supportive laws. So basically, for us, those who are celebrating, come 2021, they will be the one who will be crying babies.
Interesting. For some people, they thought, or they believed that Bill 10 was a tool of campaign for the Patriotic Front. And now that it's done, it's gone, I don't know, what is your next message to the general public as we get into a tripartite year, 2021?
I'm happy I've asked that brilliant question. They knew that Bill 10 was good. So because if it was good, anything good materializing, they would have said, no, look, the PF now will be celebrating that they have made the constitution of Zambia perfect. They have made the constitution of Zambia now to have no lacunas. So for us, we won't have any campaign message towards the legal framework of the nation. So this is the reason why, at all costs, they would want the constitution to remain at 99.9%. Perfect. So basically, we know that if it was their time, we would have supported them, because the constitution is for everyone. So basically, they are right, especially those who are in opposition. We know their agenda is that one of trying to perpetuate fear in our people, suspicion, and then also sowing a spirit of discord. And this is exactly what they did. And I'm happy you have mentioned it. This is what they have mastered in their political career. The things, even things which are straightforward, things which were before their noses in the legislature, they didn't want to read. They never wanted even to debate. They opted to make it a political thing, because they have always believed that there is a Messiah whom they are waiting for, who is outside.
As a party, do you think your party could have supported Bill 10 if at all it was being pushed by the opposition?
Exactly. We demonstrated that in 2008. 2008, we were there. We let our member of parliament, they participated in the enactment of such, although it failed. So basically, we have demonstrated. We have always been there as a political party which has been mature. Because if you look at the UPND, they are only 2 years older than ourselves. They were born in fact, 3 years older than ourselves. They were born in 1998, ourselves in 2001. So we have been with them all along. Even the other 10 years, we are together as opposition. So if you ask, was there any legislature, progressive legislature that we never worked with the MMD with? It has been there. Even some of these documentation, we have been part and parcel of the same documentation. The Mungomba, and then the other, the Vunga, as both when some of our people were in MMD, and then when they were part of this now ruling government, the Patriotic Front. So basically, if we are the opposition, the way we had provided an opposition which people appreciated, would have. This is the reason why, that's why people said, we have stood for a long time. 10 years, Yako Kola is a number of government. This is the reason why we stand today, because we used to provide good check balances against the ruling party once, and that was the MMD.
So now, getting into an election here, what is your campaign message?
Our campaign message is very simple for us. Although we are still working on our party manifesto for 2011 and then also 2006, and that is making sure that we don't leave anyone behind. The provinces, we have made sure that Western Province is on board, Luapula is on board, Northwestern is on board, Eastern Province is on board, Lusaka itself is on board, Muchinga is on board, the Northern Province is on board, even the same Southern Province where our friends come from. So our message has been very simple. we will tell our people, Sonta Opoa Bomba. And then, Pebe Ninomba Pashere. If you look at Southern Province in Chikankata, the new district, it is a house now to the largest mega project in Zambia, that is the 750 megawatt project, which is in Southern Province, which is not even our stronghold. So we have a lot to give the people of Zambia. And this time around, our phase to be industrialization. So basically where we are going, because we would have not talked about industrialization. People will be telling us, have you brought any mini mill plants? Have you brought any tarmac here? Have you brought or built airports? So basically, where we are now in 2021 and beyond, our message will be very simple. It's only that I cannot avail everything because it will be a manifesto which will be availed by the president, and hopefully all this is going towards the same message. But what I can attest to you that we'll be telling people, the youth of Zambia, more jobs. We'll be giving our people of Zambia more industries across the nation because the infrastructure has been sown. So this time around, Zambian people, they have been patient for 10 years. It's time now we are going to start reaping. So we'll be talking about now reaping the fruits of what we have sown in this 10
Well,
years.
Honorable Mkondo, is always
Thank you very
really
much.
talking to you. Thank you so much. Hopefully that your office will remain open
Yes.
for further engagement.
Thank you very much. It always remain open. And the good leadership of one, Honorable Davis Mwila, who has made it possible for us to be here. And he's such a good man. And he has demonstrated that you have continued doing inter-party elections across the nation. On the other side, the party has been growing. So basically with that, it will always be open. I thank you.
Definitely. All right, so I've been talking to Honorable Chendela Mkondo from the Patriotic Front, and that is their stance in terms of for the fallen Bill 10 and the new message that they'll be propagating to the Zambian people as they head into 2021 general elections. So currently, yes, as much as they want Bill 10, but they still feel it was going to do more good to the Zambian population than the bad that was being propagated by the other camp. The breakfast show continues.
Football My Life. Join us as we take a walk through the football career of various football personalities on Football My Life, which premieres every Sunday at 20 hours only on QTV.